We didn't cook in the second half because we were playing three wides the whole time. Nah, we were cooking because we was playing big body personnel groupings, tight ends, plural, 1-2 wide receiver sets, and that was the way that we operated. Us bringing in one of those higher end guys, I just wonder how does that change the structure of what we're doing. I do like it in the sense that you would have a guy already in house for when Deontay potentially leaves in a year from now because of the contract situation. But I just wonder, does that take away from what we were already building towards in the second half of the season, being a more physical group?
I would hope not, because every move we've made in free agency tells us we're sticking with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think this would just be an additional piece, an additional gadget to have in your back pocket.
I think of when we moved on from Claypool. Before we moved on from him, it seemed like we were just trying to figure out how can we feed three dudes consistently. We wanted to get Claypool.
This dude's a rookie, though. This dude's a rookie.
Pickens was a rookie last year, too. That never changed anything. We were hollering for him to get 10 to 12 targets in week 2. So what would change if this dude was at 17 overall, whereas with Pickens, at least he was in the second round? And the excitement that'd be surrounding Kenny as well.
I think with Pickens, though, we were talking about him as being legitimately our wide receiver 1. This guy would be coming in as our wide receiver. He'd be competing for wide receiver 3. So it's like knowing your lane.
No. At 17, them dudes going to be competing with Deontay. We all know this. If Jordan Addison came here, we would all be saying that's Deontay's competition. If Zay Flowers came here, we would all be saying, man, that's going to be competing with Deontay. He's not going to take George Pickens off the field, but that's
not necessarily how we viewed Claypool, though, when he was here. It's like we have 3 receivers.
To an extent, yes, but then it got to the point where we felt like George Pickens could give us everything that Claypool could give us and then some.
But that didn't take away from us having Claypool on the field whenever we did do the 3 wide receiver set.
No, it didn't.
Just playing them. Like we didn't have any oh, this dude should get snaps over this guy. Like they all played.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel like it would be.
But the problem playing. But think about how the offense looked with that. That's what I'm getting at.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. So the thing I'm getting with what you're saying is, if we draft the receiver, do we do more 3 wide receiver sets that takes away from our ground and pound? And also, if you draft the receiver, does that make you feel like you have to capitalize on your investment early on? It's flawed thinking. I'm not saying organizations don't think that way, and maybe the Steelers would think that way. I just think it's flawed thinking. You draft the best player, you get him acclimated. You don't give him anything because, like, even with Pickens, like, they had to earn their time, right? That's what I would like to see if we draft a receiver. Have him earn it, compete for that wide receiver 3, and let the rookie year play out. Don't force anything. Don't force to get him on the field. That's how it should be. That's how it used to be. It's a different time now. Dude, Calvin Johnson had 700 yards his rookie year.
You said it perfect. Your last statement was it, bro. That's how it used to be. But unfortunately, that is not how it always is now. Like, I don't know when it shifted or why it shifted, but that is, like, it's not just a Steelers league wide. Like, you play these higher end guys. You will put them out there sooner than they probably need to be out there, and we will just justify by saying he can learn on the fly. I made this investment. We know the talent. Maybe this expedites it. We'll go through a couple of weeks of growing pains of it being bad, and then when it starts to turn, then we'll feel good about it. That's what we do. But that's not technically earning it. That's not technically you being the best guy at that moment. That's them just deciding that your potential is better than where this guy's ceiling is kind of limited. So you're just banking on this investment getting a little bit better.
Now, I feel like if you're good, you're good. Like, you got to get a guy out there because they're going to help your team. Like Claypool, his rookie year. We saw it after 2 or 3 games. Like, get Claypool out there more. Absolutely. We've seen it with Pickens. Get him the ball more. Who else recently in terms of, like, rookie? Like Justin Jefferson. You're not sitting like he's got to be your guy out there. So if, let's say we draft Zay Flowers and we could see, like, no one can stop this dude. Get him out there. My thing is, though, and I guess this goes back to it just being a different time, I feel like as a rookie, you shouldn't have an ego about how much you're getting the ball, snaps, targets. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
But we've seen inklings of that with rookie receivers and young guys. I mean, even on our team throughout the league.
We seen it last year.
Yeah,
we know that. Come on. It's.
I guess I'm talking the perfect world scenario. You bring in a guy, even though he is a first round pick, you got to earn it.
Yeah, make him humble. Like, yeah.
Let's run our offense no different than what we were thinking going in. Like, yeah, we can stick to the ground and pound. We have balance. We're not trying to force feed a rookie, even though he is a first round pick. But you're right. And who knows what kinds of, you got to know who you're drafting to.
And I think we're focusing more so on the players element of it, but it's not just the player that drums up this type of stuff. It's also media. You're gonna have fans every week talking about, man, this is the first round draft pick. What are his numbers? This is a wasted pick. Is he a bust? Did the Steelers miss on another guy? And then we're going to be comparing his numbers to this other guy who got drafted and what he's been doing. And then that's what you hear. So then that player feels that pressure as well. I just think there's a lot that goes into it, man. When you take a dude in the first round, we've seen it with all of our first round picks, whether it's right or wrong, just the pressure that comes with that, man. In terms of the expectation, in terms of how fast we think they should be producing to a certain level, regardless of if all of the variables are equal. We just feel like because of you being a first rounder, you're supposed to be the guy. And I think it's going to be hard for us to take a receiver, a sexy position, a dude that's going, any of these dudes we talking about got crazy tape from college too, and then put him out there and we're like, yeah, we're not going to utilize him like that. We're not going to really target him like that. Hey, if you get some targets, you get some targets. I just think that's going to be hard, man.
I see what you're saying.
No different than when we had Kenny sitting behind Mitch. It's like, yo, the offense looked a certain way, right? And we're like, man, all right, is Kenny necessarily ready today? But hey, we know if we put him out there, does it expedite his growth? Sure. You're going to deal with some growing pains early on. But it's just hard to sit it. It's hard to wait. Even though everything is saying, hey, wait till the bye. You got time. You just can't. Because what? It's the first rounder. You feel the excitement. And you just got to do it. And if we take a receiver at 17 like Zay or like Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, they all going to be excited just like that. And we're going to be over here like, come on, baby. All right, man, when we going to start taking some shots, man? Come on, Canada. Man, we need to fire Canada, man. Canada can't even, you got all these weapons here and you can't get Canada the ball. Or you're going to have Big Noriega like, it ain't on Canada. It's because Kenny sucked. That's what he going to be like, yo, Kenny can't throw Jackson the ball. If Kenny was good, he could throw all three of them dudes the ball. That's what they're going to be saying. So either way, I just feel like it's a lot of pressure that gets created right there.
I'm sorry, but to me, I just care about winning. And if you're drafting a receiver like that, you got to understand the long-term vision with it too. Because I was going to bring up, hey, remember when we drafted Juju, second-round pick?
Seriously?
We had him, Martavis, AB out there. And it was a three-wide receiver set type of thing.
Gone by then?
Yeah, he was gone.
I think he was gone. That was first year then,
yeah. They all played a significant amount of time. I think Martavis had 600 or 700 yards. Juju had almost 1,000. AB was AB. Yeah. But difference is that was Ben slinging it all over the field, throwing for like 500 or 5,000 plus yards, whereas we have got Kenny going into his second year. I don't think we're necessarily trying to do that right now.
Yeah, two different stages. And also, offensive scheme was very different. That was a Todd Haley offense versus a Matt Canada offense. No offense, but it's very different.
So, if we draft receiver, smiling or frowning?
I'm going to be smiling because I know it's going to be exciting, but I'm also going to be smiling because I'm just like, yo, this could get really chaotic. It's just one of those things that drafting a receiver can mean multiple things, though. If you feel like you got the scenario where you're going to keep all three, well, great. Do you think this scenario where you're just leveraging for the Deontay Johnson situation? Cool. Are you planning on moving Deontay early in the season? We know we've talked about, do you trade Deontay? It's like, all right, are you drafting this guy with the intentions of moving on from him? Because if you're doing that, okay, cool. I think it's still risky, but you still...
I think it gives you flexibility. I don't know if that should be at the forefront. It gives you that in the back pocket, though.
Right, but it's like you got options at least. So I think it's just multiple things that could be at play with taking the receiver. I don't hate the move, though, because, you always want the most talented players you can have, and this is a passing league. It's just for our specific situation... We didn't see Kenny thrive in this offense when we were in a 3 and 4 wide receiver pass happy offense. We saw Kenny in this offense thrive when we reeled it in a little bit, when we said we're going to go bigger personnel groupings, run, play action, take our shots when we want to that way. I just think that for us to see that work and at the same time see the other version not work, I don't want to just hop right back into the thing that we struggled with to start out year 2. I'm like, yo, let's ride this wave and see how far you can take us with what you're doing. Can you build upon that? Not, all right, I know you can do this good. Let's go back to what you sucked at. Let's go back to where you were struggling at when people was questioning, should you have been the guy? I don't want to go back to start with that. Nah. You can prove that down the line, but I don't want to throw you back out there and that be the first thing.
We're saying the same thing. I just feel like it shouldn't matter if we take a receiver in the first round or not to, I guess, completely switch up our offense to start passing the ball like that. Like, we should focus on still building off what we were doing last year. We shouldn't let a first-round receiver dictate that.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is might not be a perfect world like that.
Yeah. I hope it did, or I hope it would work like that. But we've already seen, man, like, that's just not how I work at this level, man. Whether you're talking the money involved or even just the politics part of it, where this guy is invested because we took him in the first. He's going to get out there. We're going to play this dude. You got to. That's just how they view it.
Yeah, receiver would be the most controversial first-round pick.
Without a doubt.
Not necessarily a bad one.
No,
because if we talk about needs, you go down the list,
Yeah.
left tackle, corner. Maybe you can make an argument at that third spot between linebacker or slot receiver.
Yeah, but to go receiver and then say he's not even going to be the main target, we're not even going to be trying to get him on the field early, or it's just like, that's
I'm learning in my franchise.
kind of
Calvin Austin is a threat. Don't discount what's already on your team.
Oh,
I'm learning in the franchise.
Okay. Can he catch?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I need to hear then, man.
Oh, yeah.
If he can catch on the game, he catch in real life.
Taking the top off the defense.
That's what I like to hear.
I have one more thing with the whole receiver talk.
Yeah.
And this is why, in my opinion, from my standpoint, if we take a receiver round 1, we shouldn't completely just switch everything over with the offense. Stick with what we're doing. If we do want to get some 3 wide receiver sets out there, whatever, so be it. Rotate the receivers, however you want to do it. But we got 2 more picks in the second round after that, and then a good third-round pick as well.
Man, we're loaded, bro.
Like, we don't have to take another receiver after that. We can still get our corners. You can still get a tackle.
O-line, D-line,
any of that.
like whatever you want, or LB. We got options,
maybe
man.
we take the receiver just because that's how the draft board plays out, and we think that guy is literally the best guy available for us, no matter the position. And we maybe have a little bit more of a long-term vision with it too, of like maybe him and Pickens grow up together.
My question to you is this though. You said 2 wide receiver sets. If it's Deontay on the sideline, are you tripping? Getting 18 a year.
This is if we're sticking with running the ball.
Just
2 tight ends out there.
We playing 2 wide receivers. And, all right, it's Deontay Johnson. He's the odd man out. 18 mil on the sideline. How you feel?
You think that happens?
I'm asking. How do you feel?
Are we winning? I don't care. If we're winning, I don't care.
George Pickens, if it's him?
Pickens? Is our offense struggling or are we winning? Like, those are my main questions. We can start talking about that if we're not doing good.
Winning is a different conversation than offense being productive. We've seen that. We were winning at times, but the offense was still kind of sluggish at times, right? We saying these are the receivers that are out there.
I don't care if we're winning.
Okay.
Because that's what I said last year whenever there was complaints about Pickens getting targets in the Falcons game. We're running the ball down the Falcons' throat.
He was on the field, though. You're watching him stand on the sideline, and we're running the ball, and it's the slow, grind and pound, methodical offense like we've had, but it's still efficient. It's still going. It's still scoring like it's supposed to. We still was putting up almost 30 if they were just efficient in the red zone. We talked about that at the end of the year. And that wasn't an explosive, sexy offense, though. So if that's the style of it, but like we said, you got either 18 mil Deontay on the sideline, you got the 17th overall pick Zay Flowers over there on the sideline, or you got George Pickens on the sideline. I just think that's going to continue to be very, very challenging, man. That's why I just think it's going to be very, very hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't.
They're all good.
What I'm saying
They're all
too.
good.
You can open it up a little bit more though, and I expect that to happen in general with Pickett going into his
natural
second
progression,
year,
yeah.
right? I don't think you completely revamp the thing and go 4 wide, shotgun every time or anything like that. But 3 wide receiver, you could still run the ball out of 3 wide receiver sets, have Muth at tight end.
You can. That is not going to be as effective, though, as what we talked about with the 2 tight end sets. We saw that.
Depends. Well, I guess it could depend. If Pickett is lighting them up, they got to start respecting that a little bit more, and that can open up the box.
Yeah.
Because that's how Bell was able to get a lot of his yards,
absolutely
too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There could be some things that happen with it. I see what you're saying.
I can see it either being great, I can see it not being great, but at the same time, I can also see it just smoothly working. That's the part with it, though, and that's why it's so intriguing to talk about, because it can literally.
Is it just this
it goes
position?
So many ways.
Just the receiver position?
It's just the wide receiver.
Because if we're talking about an edge rusher, basically anywhere else, like if we brought in a Brian Branch or something,
it's different.
You don't think there's any issue?
Nah, because I feel like number one on defense is just a different style of how we operate. Everybody can eat on every play. Whereas on offense, you said, I'm throwing it this way. It's no assist catch. It's no me and you got a sack or you got the pick or I got the force. I forced the fumble. You picked it up. Nah, it's you caught it. You ran it. You scored. That was it. Only you. I'm running Ross over here on air essentially because you don't look this way. I can't do anything. Oh, I make a block downfield. Woo! But no one notices that. On defense, man, it could be a game where, bro, I have nothing called from you. You don't have to call nothing from me. Call base defense, bro. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go make a play. And I think that's why on defense it's a little bit different in terms of the mentality because of just like how we're structured and what our roles are, our opportunities to make plays and just get involved. It's just a lot easier. That's why, man, shoot, you'd rather be a D lineman than an offensive lineman. D lineman, man, you could be terrible. You get you 2 sacks in a game. They gonna know your name. Offensive lineman, you could be blocking everybody to sleep. No one gonna care about you. That's just how it go. You give up a sack though, they gonna know who you are then. So yeah, why you think us people that like the hard name call play defense so much, man? All right, defense, skill position players. All right, y'all know what it is. But yeah, so that's why I don't think it would. I think it's just that wide receiver position. I think it's just that because like you said, we don't have the issue at running back, but we wouldn't be bringing another running back. But the only way that would happen if you brought in Bijan Robinson, then we would have this dilemma where you're like, okay, who's sitting on the sideline? If Najee's on the sideline, how do you feel?
I just feel like that'd be a stupid pick.
I agree. But that's the only other position because it's a skill position on offense where you only going to have one guy that can touch that rock that can make a move with it. No different when we talk to tight end spot. All right, you got Pat, you got Gentry. All right, we're going to draft another tight end. Okay, well, who sits there? Well, that's easy. All right, Gentry goes to the bench. All right, cool. But if Gentry was if Gentry was an Ebron when we first signed him along with Pat Frymouth and then we bring in a tight end, it's the same conversation again. Who is sitting over there and how do we feel about a talented player like that being on the sideline? It's a good problem to have, though. You can never have enough talent.
Yeah, I guess it would be one of those things. Just don't be surprised if something happens throughout the season. That's a nice way if a little something pops up.
You know, you might have some disgruntled. You might see some.
What's
social
funny?
Media cleansing.
What's funny is I did say the 3 wide receiver set worked with Juju, Martavis, and AB, but we did have some stuff pop up throughout that season.
We had
right? Martavis, Instagram.
Even before it started, think about that. That's your replacement. As soon as his name was called, that's your replacement. So
we talk about that? Who would be the one that tweets out that's your replacement? We said it would be Pickens, right?
Pickens, he for him.
Deontay would
passive
post,
aggressive,
right?
Yeah,
he would just post an emoji or something.
He gonna clear off the social media like wide receiver NFL. Just no team.
Yeah,
man. It's the wide receivers. You know you gotta coddle them, man. They got feelings, man. They're kind of like quarterbacks, but not to that same extent. But you gotta like.
Do you know anything about Zay Flowers' personality?
He hung with Dino Tomlin, so I guess that's got to be a benefit. I don't know. All right, other than that, I don't know.
Because everything Pickett was talking about with Addison, no drama, no nonsense, hard worker, humble guy.
No one said Deontay Johnson had drama either when he came out of college. It typically is no drama when everything is good. It becomes drama when you sit here and you like, I know I'm nice. I know I could help us. I know I can help any team in this league, but I'm sitting. That's when that drama happens.
All right, I'll get back to these super chats then.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, like, just last year, think about the games where we would see George Pickens, like, demonstrate, like, when he's frustrated. I was like, man, we ain't never seen Miles Winkins demonstrate nothing. We never seen Steven Sims trip out. We never seen, like, you know what I mean? It's just certain players, like, when you know you're that guy, it's hard to not be getting the rock, not being featured, not being able to legitimately help your squad. Deontay Johnson, he's proven he's that guy at this level. So when he don't get it, it's like, yo, he gonna feel some type of way. Pickens gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah, him and Pickens.
Yeah.
They're right in feeling that way.
Though. Yeah.
They both are.
But then when you throw in a first round pick into that mix, that's
I'm saying the first
where it
round
gets
pick
janky.
should be humble. Should come in humble. They should.
He should, but that's where
You're
it gets
rookie.
janky. That's where it gets janky. You throw the first rounder in there, that's the wild card.
You know, whoever we draft is going to be nice.
That's
the thing. You
That's
could
the
draft.
thing.
You
That's
could
what
draft
I'm
the
saying.
first round pick.
He's gonna
like
be nice, bro.
some of these teams,
Yeah.
they can't draft one. Like
Right.
Jalen Reagor with the
Yeah,
Eagles.
we
There's
know
bust.
We know we're gonna get
Like
a
you
nice
draft
one,
a
bro.
dude and they're not
Yeah.
good. So yeah, you have to stay humble.
Right.
But whoever
We're
we
gonna have
draft
a guy.
they're going to be good.
We're gonna have a
Especially if we
guy.
get one in the first round.
And we're gonna be over here like, who? He ain't on the field for who? For Gentry on the 2 tight end set? For Connor Hayward? For Derek White and the fullback? No, I can't go for that, bro. No, can't do it, baby.
I mean, we could start up the slogan like Kenny
Sorry,
Cook.
bro.
We
Just
could
saying,
start
bro.
that up.
I'm just if that type of receiver
Can
is
we-
here, I'm going to be on that energy.
Can we have both at the same? Both slogans.
I would
Like
be,
Kenny Cook and Pound the Rock.
I don't think those two things could be
Run the
mutually
damn ball.
exclusive. But for
Like
me,
Kenny Cook.
I'm going to be on the Kenny Cook train. We're going to be sinking or swimming with Kenny. It's going to be like the Titanic. I'm going to be like, oh, this ship is unsinkable. And I pray that he don't sink it. But that's going to be my energy, man. Put it out there. Let's go, man. Let's go.
Big year for KP8.
Man, if you bringing in one of them, why, man, come on, bro. You feel the energy. You feel it. You know how excited.
I still wanna run the ball.
You know how, yes, but
We got Jalen and Najee.
what makes you smile more? Najee running for 15 and he getting tackled by 5 dudes, or somebody taking the top off the defense, somebody catching across the field, make a guy miss, stiff arm something, and then track me. Come on, bro, stop playing. You ain't never jumped out your. I see you jump out your seat barely when Najee jump over somebody. I see Najee stiff on somebody. You was like, okay, Naj. Let it been Deontay though catching on Marlon Humphrey. You was you almost spilled your whole White Claw, man. Come on, bro. It's a difference. You know that, man. Running the ball is cool. It is cool. It is respectful. You need it. It's highly effective. But don't nothing move the needle like when that ball in the air. We know that. That gets the people going. That's why people love quarterbacks. That's why they love receivers. We want to see that thing. How far can you throw it? How high can you throw it? Can you go catch that? You can run that far that fast? You can jump that high and get that? Come on, man. And we're going to have something that we took at 17 sitting on the sideline, not looking. No, we know we're going to be tripping. Oh, I'm so excited. Can we draft our receiver, please?
Kenny for 5K.
Come on. We bring one of them in. I'm pushing the narrative with you. Whatever I'm pushing the narrative too.
Let Kenny cook.
Come on now. Hey, we're gonna turn turn the dial up. It was on 7 degrees. Now we're gonna take it up to that 8th. Come on now. Yeah.
End of the day, I just want to win.
I do too, but I also want to have fun while we win.
I just want to
Ain't
win.
nothing wrong with having fun while we win.
I think running the ball is key, though. I really do. People overlook it.
I'm with you.
Be a key equalizer, and especially some of these games. Now, we got to get our offense up to par with Bengals, Chiefs, and all those guys. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it is a shootout, you want to know that Pickett can do that, can duel it out with the best of them. But I do think running the ball, man, to keep those offenses off the field, it matters.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
All right.
It's just when you have that much talent at that wide receiver room, because you said it yourself, we know it's going to be a nice receiver.
I trust our front office.
We have some flaws in what we do, but the one thing that we do really, really well, we're going to cop a receiver. We get them. That's what we do. It's some other stuff we kind of janky up, but we're going to get a receiver, bro. We feel nice about that. And I just think that, man, I'll be over here like Kenny. Hey, Kenny for Heisman. He did it before he could do it again. Let's go. Mm-hmm.